begin with, let's take a look at the stories making headlines this evening. All measures are in place to bring down Sri Lankans in Wuhan and Sichuan in China. Borella Medical Research Institute says that the 4 patients admitted to the infectious disease hospital are not infected with the coronavirus. The state of Qatar expresses willingness to support Sri Lanka to generate sustainable energy. The project to develop Katunayaka International Airport commences. In news from overseas, the Chinese president warns that the spread of the coronavirus is accelerating. And now for the news in detail. First up in local news, all measures have been taken to bring down the Sri Lankan students and other Sri Lankans who are facing danger due to the coronavirus in China. The president has directed to take steps to bring down Sri Lankans in Wuhan and Sichuan in China. Accordingly, steps have been taken to bring them down within the next 2 days. Meanwhile, the Borella Medical Research Institute says that the 4 patients admitted to the infectious disease hospital have not been infected with the virus. The coronavirus was first reported from Wuhan in China. An emergency was declared in China due to the spread of the disease. About 11 million people are living in Wuhan. Chinese President Xi Jinping says that the spread of the virus is a serious situation. The virus has already spread in the Asia-Pacific and in several European countries. Patients have been found from Thailand, Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Vietnam, Nepal, America, Australia, Canada and France. More than 2,000 people have been infected by the virus in China. More than 56 people have died due to the disease. British medical researchers say that one infected person is capable of infecting at least 2 other persons. Fever, headache, coughing, influenza, throat infections and difficulties in breathing are basic symptoms of the virus. Presidential Secretariat, Foreign Relations Ministry, Health Ministry, Sri Lankan Embassy in Beijing and Sri Lankan Airlines are jointly taking measures to bring down the Sri Lankans. Chinese authorities have banned entering and moving out of Wuhan. Steps have been taken to bring down the Sri Lankan students as soon as the ban is lifted. President's Additional Secretary on Foreign Relations, Admiral Jayanath Columbage, said they are planning to deploy a special plane belonging to the Sri Lankan Airlines to bring down nearly 150 students in Sichuan. The embassy has received information about another 30 students in Nanning. All those who are arriving in Sri Lanka are subjected to a special check at the airport. Chief Epidemiologist of the Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Sudat Samaravira, said that all sectors have been educated on the matter. Steps have been taken to brief the passengers arriving in the country while they are in the plane. They have been requested to report to the health unit at the airport if they get any symptoms of the disease. The health unit at the airport is operational in all 24 hours of the day. Almost all the countries have issued special instructions to prevent from getting infected with the coronavirus. Among the instructions are avoiding infected persons, staying about 6 feet away from the person with symptoms, cleaning hands with soap and water or alcohol-based hand rubs, avoiding populated areas and to refrain from close contacts with animals. Security at airport and railway stations have been strengthened to detect the virus-infected persons. Attention will be paid on the health condition of the people by fixing scanning machines to measure body temperature of the individuals coming and leaving the country. The World Health Organization is considering on declaring a public health emergency situation in the world. The state of Qatar has expressed its willingness to support Sri Lanka to establish a network to generate sustainable energy. High-ranking companies in the energy sector will join in the efforts. State Minister for Power and Energy Affairs of Qatar, Saad Sharida Al-Kabi, held discussions with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The Qatar State Minister congratulated the President on his election victory. It is expected to meet 80% of the country's future energy needs through renewable energy sources. The President has named President's Secretary P.B. Jayasundara as the local representative to act on the proposal of Qatar to establish a network to generate power. The President has further said that Sri Lanka hopes to enhance bilateral cooperation with Qatar. The project to develop the Katunayake International Airport at a cost of 600 million rupees has commenced. The development project was launched under the patronage of Minister Prasanna Ranatunga with the aim of providing an efficient service to the passengers. Several projects have been launched to bring the tourism industry in Sri Lanka to a top place in the global industry. The development project is implemented by the Road Development Authority with the aim of providing an efficient service to the passengers. 600 million rupees will be spent on the Katunayake International Airport Company. It is expected that the traffic congestion on Colombo-Katunayake Expressway will be minimized with the broadening of entry roads. While attending a function to launch the development project, Minister Prasanna Ranatunga said that problems of the people will be solved with the completion of the project expeditiously. The minister pointed out, although 11 million passengers use the Katunayake International Airport, under the present circumstances, it has capacity only to 6 million passengers. Accordingly, the development projects will be expedited and in the first phase, access roads will be developed. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa attended the cultural show organised by the Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka in connection with the 71st Indian Republic Day. Several special items depicting the Indian culture have been added to the show. Several items displaying India getting freedom have been included in the show. A group of people, including Mrs. Shiranti Rajapaksa, were present to watch the show. Meanwhile, an almsgiving took place in connection with the birthday of the chief monk of Narahempita, Abhayaramaya, and the Western Province Chief Sanganayaka, Venerable Muruttettuwe Anandathera. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa attended the almsgiving. The Mahasangha, led by the Mahanayaka of Amarapura Nikaya, Most Venerable Kotugoda Dhammavasathera, were present at the religious ceremony. Venerable Kotugoda Dhammavasathera said that the President has been given a mandate by the people to build a prosperous nation. Pregnant mothers were given dry rations on the occasion. Parliamentarians, including Minister Chamal Rajapaksa, were also present on the occasion. An eyewitness into the demolishing of the Buddha statue at the Mavanella area in 2018 gave evidence yesterday before the Presidential Commission to inquire into the Easter Sunday attacks. The witness said that he has a suspicion that there was political interference into the delay of conducting investigations. The Presidential Commission to inquire into the Easter Sunday attacks met at around 9 a.m. yesterday. An eyewitness into the damages to the Buddha statues at Mavanella area on the 26th of December 2018 gave evidence first on the day. Giving evidence before the commission, the witness said that he had to go on a journey in a three-wheeler around 4 a.m. on the relevant day and he got up around 3:30 a.m. on that day. He said that at that time he heard a noise from the area where the Buddha statue is situated and he ran towards the area. The witness told the commission that he saw two persons who arrived on a Discover motorcycle, damaged the Buddha statue and fleeing, and he shouted and informed about the incident to the people around the place. He said that he jumped on to one of them when they were starting the motorcycle to flee and the suspect was subdued after the villagers came and tied into a nearby post. He told before the commission it was surprising that police could not apprehend the other suspect until the Easter Sunday attacks when they have already caught one of the suspects. He revealed before the commission that he has a justifiable suspicion whether there was a political interference into the delay of investigations. He requested the commission to pay attention to security of him and some others who are connected with the incident. The commission is expected to meet again on the 28th of this month. In more local news this evening, a discussion is scheduled to take place at the Constitutional Council on the Attorney General advising to arrest Justice Gihan Pilapitiya. It is reported that the Attorney General is expected to be summoned for the discussion. 10 senior parliamentarians, including the Prime Minister and opposition leader, will attend the discussion. State Minister Lasantha Alagiyawana says that their party will give its maximum support at the general election to establish a strong government while supporting the president in a similar way that they supported him at the presidential election. He was replying to questions raised by the journalists following a religious function at Meerigama, Talagama area. State Minister Lasantha Alagiyawana said that they will contest the forthcoming general election in an alliance. He said that they supported the president at the presidential election. He added that once the election is announced, they will discuss and take necessary measures. He further said that they will support the president to get a two-thirds majority so that he can implement his programs. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa says that they are prepared to build up a strong opposition in the future. He was speaking at a public meeting in Polonnaruwa. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that the country needs a strong opposition. He said that there should be an opposition to encourage the rulers to implement what they pledged at the election and to help the people to solve their problems. President's Counsel Ali Sabri says that the national security is stronger today than in the past. He expressed these views during a function in Kurunegala. Handing over of letters of appointments to 500 Muslim graduates of the Kurunegala district took place at the Wayamba Province Auditorium. The ceremony was held under the patronage of Wayamba Province Governor A.J.M. Musamil. President's Counsel Ali Sabri said that the president will remain in the post for the next 5 years. He said that when he met some intellectuals recently along with the supporters of the United National Party, they told him that they would vote for the president next time by looking at the way he is working now. He pointed out that the Muslims are living safely than even expected. He said that the previous government brought down the economic growth to 2.5%, which was at 8%. Finally, in local news, Minister Ramesh Patirana says that a higher percentage of import expenditure is on importing food that are harmful to the people. He said this during a function in Colombo. Minister Ramesh Patirana said that Sri Lanka spends nearly 500 million rupees annually to import milk food, 450 million rupees to import sugar, 400 million rupees for wheat flour and 380 million rupees for oil when there is healthy coconut oil available in the country. Therefore, he said Sri Lanka spends billions of rupees annually to import unhealthy food products. He said that this is a very unfortunate situation. Certificates and awards were presented to winners of the Essay and Arts competition held in connection with the World Diabetes Day at the Nelumpokuna Theatre in Colombo. A group of people, including Director General. With that, we wrap up our today's edition of Prime TV News. For details of these stories and for more, you can log on to our website www.itnews.lk. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now and have a pleasant evening.